had a nice letter the other day from a company asking me if I would try out and give my thoughts on a new easel they're producing. It looked quite interesting. It looks it's a table easel. So here's the package just arrived, and we'll take it from here. I know nothing about it at all. Haven't really looked it up since. But I said I'd be pleased to give my opinion and make a wee film. No idea what to expect here at all. So I will be dealing with this openly and honestly, as much as you would if you received the same thing. So here we are. The box, packaging, and a note. Peter, we are thrilled that you will be reviewing our RASA easel pad. I hope it proves to be a delightful companion to your art adventures. Kind regards. Okay, let's have a look and we'll see then. So what have I got here? Immediately there is a sketch pad, which is already on a spiral board. Right, now I've had a little time to look at this, let me explain it a bit more clearly and succinctly, and possibly this film may be of use to those who are going to purchase and use this wonderful little item in the future. So RASA easel comes with a spare pad, so we have the actual item with the pad already on it here. As you see, a little bit of elastic to keep the paper down to start with. So I'll put this to one side at the moment. There you have one pad, 8 by 10 sheets, 24 acid sheets of £100, 160 GSM, and this particular pad is a lovely white one. To start off, when you're ready to use this pad, and this one is already on these interchangeable, I'll show you how to do that in a moment. Just unclip the elastic here, turn it over to one side, and again you'll see here we have £187, 300 gram, and that is a lovely ivory colour. So we've got a heavy, almost card of paper, and we've got this lighter sketching, drawing watercolour paper. I'm going to test them with both pastel water and watercolour paints and acrylics, so you can see how the paper works and how well they are. I don't normally paint this small, so for me this has limitations, but for those wishing to go out and do studies and sketches or work on plein air, they're superb. Indoors on the table, for me this would be a little small because I don't work this small, as I say, but for many of you I'm sure who work on this smaller scale, it's perfect. I hope that they'll think of developing the same thing, maybe larger. It would be ideal to have my usual papers of this sort of size, half imperial and so on, rather than the smaller pad, because I normally work on the much larger sizes. If they were going to consider that for the future, and also consider working on plein air, because this is a table easel, and although you can use it in your lap, as I will demonstrate in a moment, and even combined with other easels, it would be useful if they could consider converting this easel, taking it further for those of us who wish to work out of doors, just sitting in either a camp stool or a deck chair, and it could be fairly easily taken further forward. It's a great idea, nicely made, smart. So let's see what we've got here then. We've got these two pads. I'll put this one to one side for the moment. We've opened this one up, and the first thing that we'll need to do is to turn the covering page over. We don't want to tear this off. So again, it comes, as I say, in a nice cloth bag here for travelling with. So we lift that up and we turn this page right the way over like this to start with. Make sure that it's pulled right down around the rings at the top, otherwise this slot here, which is very important, won't be usable. Then what we do is lift up at the back here, this little panel here. It's all very nicely made with proper leather, and there are also rubber stops here to stop it sliding about the table. And you lift that up, you bring this down, and you simply slot this tab at the top here into there. I'll do some close shots of this in just a moment so you can see, and that is now ready to use, ready for us to paint on at whatever angle you want, whether it be here, here or here. So as I say, on your lap it could be moved to the same levels as well. So there we are. We finished that painting. We don't want to tear it off. We can turn over the next page, and I've already tested this, and you can turn over as many pages as you want, and as long as they are pulled right around the rings, it's not a problem. You can still slot this back on here. So you don't have to tear the pages off. If you're going on holiday or you're studying or sketching, you can just turn the pages right over and refill later. Let us say though that you want to change papers and go from this heavier paper to a lighter paper. It's quite straightforward. It took me some time to work it out, but actually once you know how to do it, it's quite straightforward. So we take the pad this way round. I'm going to turn it sideways so you can see it more clearly, and I will take some close-up shots. Now the system that they've used is one of a sliding brace here. There are fingers into which these rings fit, and if we pull little leather straps that go all the way around it, if we pull those straps down like that, you're then able to take out immediately and so easily, look, just by pushing across the rings like this, and look, it comes away. We take the next one, I'll just fold that back over again completely, in fact, so that that's the other way around. Don't need that way. We take the next one and you can just slot it on. Remember to put the next one on the same way as the previous one came off. Just slots onto there so easily, onto there, slide up this adjuster, this locking strap here, and voila, it's ready to go. So all I have to do now is lift up the back here, lift this up into there, and straight away I'm ready to go again. All I would have needed to have done was make sure that you lift over the covering page first before you slot it in. Okay, so that's it. Once you know the system, the only advice I have before that is that they haven't sent any instructions with this, and I will deliberately make some close-up photographs to add to the film so that you can see from that, and they can use them as stills if they want as well, because I think just one little A4 sheet, which maybe they've done but omitted to see here, I've missed it somewhere, I don't know, but I cannot find a simple instruction sheet. So now I'm just going to change back on pads because I do want to use these pads later, and I'm going to try them out. I'll try both papers out. That feels like a slightly not paper. It's not quite smooth on that surface. Okay, unlock it there, bring the whole system out. Very simple system. I do hope they make a larger one. I'd love to be using a larger one. Bring this into here. I'm sure many of you can see it's nice and clean and simple. A great use for you. And immediately I can turn over the leaf ready to work with. I want to put it away now. If I did, turn it round this way, bring that across, this rubber band across the front of the pages so they can't open up, and there we have it. It's ready to go back into the bag. And there you are. It's as simple as that. But it takes a little bit of working out unless you have some instructions or have looked at it for a while. There we go then. So I now take some closer shots to show you how this goes step by step. First step, undo the elastic from the top there, and you're then ready. Raise up the pad, turn over a sheet and make sure that it's pulled right over the rings here. This is important. This part here. It's important that we have, when you've pulled the rings over, it's important that we have this tab showing here and plenty of space for the tab to go onto the back, slot into there when it comes up, so that that slot will go into there like this. So that has now been adjusted to any height that we want. Now let's look at changing the pads themselves. So we'll take this pad to change with this one, and undo that slot, turn the paper back over, right over the rings, back again, lay that flat, lay it down this way, now let's look very closely at that, because we have to slide this band here up, which unlocks the rings, And the same the other side. We slide this band up, which unlocks the rings. Then this just simply slides out. We push these up to the ends of the hooks, and the same here, and it comes off as easily as that. We take the next pad, turn it the same way up, interchange them, bring this one into this one, and simply slot it onto those hooks, bring it across, and bring these down like this. Like this, bring these down here. Voila, we've changed pads. So going back through that quickly and showing you the whole thing again. Undo those straps, lift out the pad, bring in the other pad, slot it in. It's easy to do this on a flat table. Bring it across, same this side, push it in, those hooks and those slots. Bring it across, slide that forward, and straight away it's ready to go. All we have to do is bring this panel up here and slot it onto there, and immediately you're ready with your new pad. Right, the system is as simple as that. We're finished, so we would undo this, I hope, lift it up, slot that down, bring across the elastic to here. Voila, ready. Back into its bag, and that is now ready to use. To carry, yes, they will. Look, you can get both of the pads, the spare pad and the main pad, just into that bag. It's a little tight, there's a drawstring on top, but they will then tighten down, so that is possible. So nicely made, nicely presented, a very nice gift for friends for Christmas, especially if they go sketching. So it could be worked on a small table, it could be used on your lap. I would like to see the design taken further to larger boards and to be able to use out of doors, because I think it certainly has merit and could be used for plein air as well as indoors. So great, thank you for sending me this to look at and to use. I will do a couple of small demo paintings on it now just to test the paper out and the angles, and then I'll let my student try it out when we're doing some work on the evenings a bit later on. Just looking at that here, how could that work? Could we design something that, I mean, there on my lap, it's not bad as it is actually. Will it sit there on its own? Yes, just. So although it's a table easel, it would be possible to have this resting on your lap. Let's see how vertical it will go. Yes, it's only just. If I sit back on a chair, it would be fine. I could have it at a slight angle there on my lap and work on plein air. That angle is very nice actually. Yes, if I had one twice this size it would sit on my lap, but then of course it's going to go over my legs, so they might want to design something to go around the legs with that. But I could see this system being taken further, so that something could be taken out and around here, and it made larger for work in a deck chair or out of doors as well. I'm sure at the moment it's a beautiful little table system. Right, I'm just going to take my Easel now, which is one of my little favourites. You can't get these anymore. You can get easels or easels that go on your legs with one tripod out. These older versions, I love them. I've used these a hell of a lot for watercolour and pastel when I haven't been able to carry much with me. Just a little camping stool and this. And it's wonderful. It just slots on your legs like this. And you can put your board into here, and I'm just wondering how well this little device might fit onto that, because you can have this set at any level you want. So if I set this now to lower level, say fairly flat like that, so that's the Easel's lowest level, and I then take this new pad and set that on here. At whatever level or angle I want, there we are. Then voila, you see I have now a very stable little easel that I can have at any angle. I mean, this will set to an angle, and I put an ordinary drawing board on here, but it does show another possibility, and it might show the makers another possibility for something that they might do, so that somebody can use this off a table and somewhere else also outdoors, which is, say again, where most of my work is. So an ideal little system, a gift or whatever for any artist to use indoors. Size of paper limited to that size, only on this size. Pad, hopefully they will do some larger versions, which will be very good. Paper quality very good, the way it's made, excellent. You can get the refills. Now I understand the ring system, I can see how it works, and it's easy enough to take a sheet of paper off it, or tear it off even. So yeah, I do recommend it if this is your need. If you can take it further, either with your own outdoor easels, or they make the design, take the design further for people to be able to use this or larger pads out of doors too, I'm sure it will give a lot broader spectrum of potential purchasers. So there we go, you can see how it works, and I certainly see a use for it for many artists. It's just your personal preference as to whether you prefer to work on a larger easel, vertically standing, whether you prefer to have just a drawing board and a table easel, but a nice, new and well-designed item. Let's take that off then, so we lift that up and flatten that out, and we lay the cover over again, like that, so it's all tidy and neat, and voila, we're ready to go away. And as I say, you could even, as you can see, you could even just put it up as it is on the knee, rather than working just flat like that. You could put it up on your knee like this, and you could just paint here, paint's beside you, a little bit close to here. I'm sure something could be designed just to strap around your legs, even a piece of tape or a bit of ribbon around here to hold it onto your legs. Could be quite useful. Anyway, there's some thoughts for you. Great as a table easel, and it has more potential as well. Let's have a little bit of fun with these hibiscus. Put some acrylics down here, and we just see what the paper does. This is the heavier paper still. A touch of yellow green. You're only going to use one brush, so that's using the paint thinly on it at the moment, just to give a wash in the background. And these lovely hibiscus. That yellow coming around there a little bit. Touch of yellow ochre in there maybe, with those pinks. Just a tint of, so we're using a mixture of almost like acrylics like watercolour at the minute. Let's go for the base colours of this. I'm going to take some of this lovely mid purple for the minute and just put that across there. I'm going to put the lighter colours back on in just a moment, and the same down here. I'm going to deliberately give that a wash of that colour. Lovely paper this then, for smaller works like this, and it's so delightful just to sit here and do this. I mean, it's just so nice to, on a smaller canvas like this, just to come and sit and do a small study like this in the sunshine. You want that cooler colour there, so I'm going to make more of that purple blue that I used earlier. I'm going to make it a bit stronger here now to find these lovely delicate colours and just show what we can do on this very versatile paper. And then we go darker still. I'm going to take a little bit of purple. I have to keep my paints clean because I'm going to need these tomorrow. But look how the purples and the cool and warm colour hues can work one against the other here to really bring out the vibrancy of these. And I want a sort of orangey warmth going on behind here, much warmer. Just to give you an idea what can be done. Now let's go very, very light. There we go. It's rather fun. Again, just to give you an idea of what we can do. And I want to go a wee bit darker in there yet, inside the middle of those flowers. So I'm going to take a little bit of Prussian blue and just hit in and around the very darkest parts here. There, we'll leave it at that. We really don't want to do much more than that. Okay, let's change pads quickly on here to show you how easy that can be. Lift this up, off, down. Paint should be dry enough now. We'll fold it back over again. And immediately I can lay this out this way and have my other pad ready the same way. Just pull down these straps, take off that one and put on this one, as simply as that. There we go, that one's on. This one's going to be on in a moment. There we are, pull across, slip that down again to lock it back in. There we go, and there we go. Bring that pad up again, turn the page over, ready to go. Bring up the back slot, slot it into, go back onto there, into there and down, and there we are. I wanted to be a bit higher than that, so I'll bring it up a bit. A minute, right. Here anyway, let's just mark things out. A bit of green to start with. See how this paper goes. There's just a little bit, okay, it's nice shiny paper. Doesn't want to stay upright for a start. I'm going to put a lid down on the end of it here to hold it down. That should do the job. There we go. And we'll find some colours. Now, where's my... I'm surprised no yellow. What's that colour then? Very deep brown. Well, I'm amazed. A set of paints without lemon yellow or yellow at all. Let's see what we can do. Coming up behind there, we've got those leaves coming in. So a little set of Reeves colours, as I say, without any yellow except for yellow ochre. So for somebody who wants to do botanical work, this would be absolutely ideal, wouldn't it? And the stronger shadows coming down into these. We've got a very, very deep blue here. Yes, we've got a lovely Prussian blue that I can bring in here. Just strange that there's no lemon yellow. Of all the things in colours you would expect to have found. And the dark blue happening in amongst these leaves here. And then we come up to these lovely trumpet-shaped flowers, which are enough to draw out just straight on with... We have got some nice oranges, but we haven't got the yellows that I need really. But let's see what we can do just with a bit of fun with that. So very nice paper. Comes up and through, sunlight's there, into that yellow ochre. The whole of this lovely lighter flower here coming down, right down behind. Should be higher up that. I've got it way too low. I should be way up here somewhere. Let's do that. Way up there. That's better. And then this one comes out here. And into that comes the lovely deep red. Let's get it moving. There's a touch of the water. And we'll bring that right round there. through here, this rich red into here, coming out in these petals here. And round here with the oranges again. Really rich. We've got a lovely deep alizarin, cooler alizarin here. So I'm amazed to have all these colours and no lemon yellow. Very, very strange. We'll drop in this lovely, rich, deep alizarin into here. Just comes down into the shadow behind there and through into here. Round. So very nice paper to work on this. And then that blue shadow coming into there. Don't want it spreading beyond that. Down into there. Coming around these forms, shadow right down into there, lovely blue deep shadow down behind there, into this flower here, around here, bit of shadow around there. Do you know, apart from the lemon yellow, we've almost got this as a little study. It's quite fun. And then there's sort of blue greys going on behind here, just to link it in, and some sort of greeny tints. Right up through into there. I want to go a little bit darker on the greens as well yet, so let's take some more of that green and just make some of these leaves a little bit stronger. And maybe a touch of the green coming into the shadows here. And as a quick study, do we need to do much more? I don't know. It's got the feel of the flowers on the left, hasn't it? With a bit more lemon yellow. What I'm going to do is just go and get some other paints and a little bit of the lemon yellow, and just see what happens if I can bring some of that in, because it's weird not having that colour. It's very strange not having yellow at all. Okay, let's take a little bit of yellow from this palette, different one altogether, just to drop in a little bit of the, you see the difference it makes. And I say it's very strange having a palette that hasn't got it in at all. And into these leaves, probably leave that at that. Take a little bit of the deep blue, just touch one or two spots with the deep blue, just to give a little bit more shadow here and there. And we'll have a bit of fun with that yellow. I'll take some of that yellow and just make these leaves a bit stronger, as I've got that yellow now. And we'll drop some green into it, just to get a bit more vibrancy of these lovely green leaves here. So I'll take some of the same green and drop that in there. And you see how much more vibrant that becomes. Immediately we have a bit more space. And there we go. I don't think we need to do any more, and that's quite a fun little watercolour. It's nice and light and lively. Right, let's find another flower to paint and see what we can do with different medium on this paper. The paper's now dried enough for me to do this. So just starting to get the feeling. I haven't got quite the right colours to manage this. I need to look at my sets, my complete sets, and see what I'm missing from this set to do this, I think, really. So I'm not putting this forward as being a fantastic work of art, just showing you what this paper will allow you to handle. Purple red to go in here, but I just don't have it, so we'll go in with this purple here, and we'll just do a little bit more in the centre and bring a bit of red out in there, but that's about as far as I'm going to be able to get with that.